Tonight, new details about the region's appeal of a recent court ruling that prevented them from shutting down the encampment in downtown Kitchener. Good evening. The saga over the encampment in downtown Kitchener has been going on for 5 years now. Tonight, though, new insight on the region's next legal maneuver to try to use a bylaw to close it and get construction of a new regional transit hub underway. CTV's Jeff Pickle is live tonight with more on this. Jeff, this is the second legal battle over clearing that site. The region laying out a long list of reasons it hopes will convince the courts.
And Tony will almost certainly be headed back to court for a third hearing between the two sides. And we now know more about why the region feels a judge was wrong to block the plan to clear the site.
Back in May, a judge said until the region can offer people living at the encampment a place to go or set up a policy for safe tenting, it's a charter violation to force them off. Recent court filings now show how the region plans to appeal that ruling. According to the region, the judge did not properly take into account the details of the new bylaw it plans to use, arguing the site-specific and amended bylaw had a different scope, purpose, and effects than the general bylaw applicable throughout the regional municipality. They say the judge failed to consider the harmful nature of encampments and did not give enough weight to the region's transitional plan to move people from the encampment into indoor shelter. And they say the charter does not protect the right to liberty of an individual's choice to reside on a specific property of which they are not an owner or tenant. In another argument, the region says the judge did not give proper weight to the Kitchener Central Transit Hub, the reason the region needs access to the space. The region's filing saying the judge was wrong to call the benefits speculative, indicating they believe the benefits of the transit hub will be significant.
In total, the region is laying out 23 points to make its case that the judge made a mistake. This is a process that will likely take several months to play out, ultimately landing back in court with the two sides squaring off for that third time at a date yet to be determined. Tony?
Okay, we'll watch for next steps. Jeff, thank you. CTV's Jeff Pickle with the latest on the encampment legal battle. One day after longtime Kitchener radio station 570 News suddenly went silent, people around the community are sharing their thoughts loudly and clearly. Kitchener's mayor among them, saying he feels angry and betrayed at the loss of the voice. CTV's Colton Weens reports.
A day since news broke that Rogers Sports and Media shut down 570 News Radio in Kitchener, tuning to the channel today only met with static. On Tuesday, listeners heard a final farewell in a recorded message as the station that has served the Waterloo Region area for decades was taken off the air.
Today is the last day 570 News Radio will be on the air.
Local listeners and leaders across the community quick to share their disappointment over the decision.
I think what it really hit me was this morning. I forgot to change the station last night, and I woke up to the sound of static this morning, and it was sad. Like, it really was sad.
Rogers says the decision was made due to declining audience numbers and revenue trends, but coverage will continue on their website. Kitchener's mayor, sad, angry, and betrayed by the decision, leaving the community without a constant voice on the radio.
It's been a critical source of reliable, trusted news in the community, a place for good civic discourse on issues that had some controversy in the community, and also really a source of community and national pride, whether it was Rangers games or Blue Jay games.
He was even better than before, and he led this team.
The Kitchener Rangers say games have been broadcasted on 570 News Radio since the 1990s. Chief Operating Officer and Governor of the team, Joe Birch, telling CTV News in a statement they will be investigating all options going forward for broadcasts. Birch says fans deserve the opportunity to follow from wherever they can and have, as done in the past.
You think of my good friend Mike Farwell, and for years, Mike, along with old friends that I used to work with. It was the place to go to find out what was going on in your community. And now we don't have that voice anymore. So where do people go? There's going to be a big void.
Former broadcaster Rob Reeford was with 570 Chime from 1981 to 87 before the All News Radio came along.
I've always found in radio, radio is companionship. and missing a companion that you would listen to every day. And now it's not there. So a big void, a big void.
Colton Weens, CTV News, Kitchener.
Well, 570 wasn't the only station turned off yesterday. 5 others in Vancouver, Calgary, and Halifax also went silent. This was part of broader cuts at Rogers that saw a total of more than 200 jobs lost. The news station closures, though, prompting questions about what it will mean for local journalism.
When a community voice is taken off the air, the silence is deafening.
It just means there's one less reliable source of local news,
leaving listeners in limbo.
It creates more space for mis and disinformation. So there's just more stuff out there that you don't know if you can believe or not.
April Lindgren is the co-director of the Local News Research Project out of Toronto Metropolitan University. She says newsroom closures have been on the rise for years, the carnage spreading to the broadcast sector.
Between the decline in listenership and the decline in advertising, it creates real problems on the business model side for commercial radio.
According to Lindgren's research, since 2008, more than 600 local news outlets closed in nearly 400 communities across the country. That excludes the acts at Rogers Sports and Media Tuesday that saw 6 stations shuttered and a total of 230 jobs cut. From community events to construction to major council decisions,
there's fewer places for people to go and find out what's happening.
Lindgren says less local news can also pose more challenges to local democracy.
The more pesky reporters you have around, the more pesky questions get asked. And it holds elected officials more to account.
And reduces opportunities for the next generation.
It just eliminates the training ground for young local journalists.
As for the future of the industry, Lindgren says it's not all bleak, but action must be taken by community newsrooms and communities themselves.
Put your money where your mouth is and support local journalism that matters in your community.
Lindgren says newsrooms should also focus on stories that matter to the communities they cover and cement themselves as essential infrastructure in order to survive. Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Kitchener.
A taxi scam that's been making the rounds in southern Ontario has turned up in Waterloo. Regional police say they got multiple reports yesterday in Waterloo's University District. Victims usually get approached by someone in a vehicle that looks like a taxi, saying that their driver won't accept cash, and then asking the victim to pay their fare with a card in exchange for a cash reimbursement. The victim's debit card ends up getting swapped. Police urging people not to leave debit or credit cards unattended and to be aware of taxi company names and numbers. Well, police in Brantford say they have pulled more than $150,000 of cocaine off the streets. Police searched a vehicle and a home on Lombard Street on Friday, seizing cocaine, cell phones, drug packing materials, a digital scale, and cash. A 52-year-old man is charged with possession for the purpose of trafficking. A collision south of Mount Forest this morning left a driver from Wellington County dead. Police say a vehicle hit a hydro pole along Side Road 5 West between Concession 9 and Highway 6 at around 1 a.m. The driver, a 72-year-old, suffered serious injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. A passenger was taken to a local hospital and was then airlifted to a trauma center. The cause of that collision remains under investigation. The sudden loss of a young mother and special needs professional in Stratford is being felt by many whose lives she touched. CTV's Karis Mapp now on how friends and family are working to keep her memory alive.
I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I think we were all in shock.
Friends and family of Jessica Rudat Clausen are still processing that she's gone. Remembered for her sense of humor and ability to light up a room, the 42-year-old died suddenly on July 1st.
She didn't suffer in any way, which we were all really happy about. So we're thankful for that.
She had been swimming with her son and collapsed after getting out of the water while still holding him.
It's horrible when anybody passes, but especially at this young, leaving 3 kids behind and a husband.
3 kids under the age of 7 and a husband who's been by her side since they were 18 years old.
It's unbelievable. It's a massive loss in all of our lives, and especially Adam. Adam only knows Jess. That's all he knows in his whole world.
Her impact also largely felt by staff and students she worked with at Anne Hathaway Public School in Stratford.
A lot of her work was with students with special needs. In particular, this past year, she worked with a student with autism, and that student, largely nonverbal, had great difficulties managing his school day, and Jessica helped support him where he was able to start communicating kind of his needs and his wants and really navigate his school day without any behavioral issues.
Summer vacation only recently began, but mental health supports for students and staff are already planned for September.
That's going to trigger another wave of emotion, not having her there, not having her be part of the team.
Emotions many people in Stratford are already battling.
Jess played baseball. She was also, I believe, the president of her local daycare. She did so much for everybody.
A GoFundMe was created to help support the family, as well as a Facebook group filled with photos for her children.
As we get older, we'll be explaining the memory of Jess and who she was to them, and using those images in that Facebook group to really help us do that.
Not only was she an excellent staff member, she really was a wonderful human being.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Stratford.
We were warned that this could be a bad season for ticks, and tonight there is new data to show it is.
Last year we did 11 sites and we only found 18 ticks. This year we did 2 sites and found almost 170 ticks.
Health officials in the Guelph area are reporting a significant jump in the number of ticks being found during dragging programs, with about 40 to 55% of those ticks testing positive for the bacteria that causes the potentially serious illness, Lyme disease.
The most important thing is if you check for ticks and find them early, the treatment is much simpler than if you wait.
You can see the entire conversation about this with Leanne Evans and Dr. Nicola Mercer over on our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Well, still ahead on CTV News, generating power and more life-saving products.
It's a cancer-fighting product. We also like to say that we produce hope here as well.
We have an inside look at Bruce Power's plan to ramp up its production of critical medical isotopes. Outside we go for a look at Highway 8, just outside of our studios here in Kitchener, just not too far. This is the Grand River Bridge from Highway 8 between the 401 and the city of Kitchener. It is a very comfortable 20 degrees out there right now. Ashley has our long-range forecast coming up a little bit later, and I'll be back with more news in 2 minutes. "1,000 days after the RCMP launched an investigation into the Greenbelt scandal, the provincial NDP held a mock party today to make a point about whether the ongoing probe into developers and the plan to remove land from protected areas is going anywhere. CTV's Siobhan Morris reports.
You can really fit 1,000 candles.
1,000 to mark the number of days so far in an RCMP investigation into the Greenbelt. The probe launched in October 2023, looking into whether developers may have been tipped off. Land was about to be taken out of the protected zone.
Ontarians have been waiting for the results of this investigation because they need to know what happened. They need to know if they can trust Doug Ford.
The Premier apologized and returned land to the Greenbelt, but only after months of public pressure. 2 damning reports from Queen's Park watchdogs, and the departure of 2 cabinet ministers and 2 staffers. The government has said they're cooperating with the Mounties.
Every agency that's ever asked, it's all been transparent. We've given them everything they need.
Today, the RCMP says their sensitive and international investigations unit is still conducting an investigation. A spokesperson adds they won't be sharing more information so as not to compromise that work. That clampdown makes sense to this former Toronto police detective.
This investigation could have potentially dramatic impact on the government and on the people of the province of Ontario. So it's incumbent on the RCMP to make sure they get it right the first time.
Mendelson explains this investigation is complicated, multi-layered, with people inside and outside Queen's Park to look at.
You have government-issued cell phones, you have privately used cell phones. All of these things, in terms of extracting information from them, take time because not everybody's giving them up voluntarily.
The Premier has tried to push past the scandal and refocus on the economy.
That's something that happened years ago that doesn't even show up on our radar on polling.
His track record since then shows that he has learned nothing at all.
with opposition parties drawing connections between the Greenbelt and the Skills Development Fund. Science centers shut down and pushed to expand Toronto's Island Airport.
It's all the usual suspects. They know the government. They're friends of the government. They donate to the PC party.
An integrity commissioner's report on distribution of Skills Development Fund cash is expected in the coming months. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Bruce Power says it is rapidly expanding the production of medical isotopes. It's not the primary purpose of a nuclear energy facility, but it is becoming an increasingly significant aspect of day-to-day operations. CTV's Scott Miller went inside for a look.
24 hours a day, Bruce Power is covering about 30% of Ontario's electricity needs, but on an almost weekly basis, they may be doing something even more important.
It's quite a feeling to be able to produce a product. It's a cancer-fighting product. We also like to say that we produce hope here as well.
For 35 years, Bruce Power has been carefully inserting aluminum targets like these into their nuclear reactors to become irradiated and transformed into medical isotopes. In the late 80s, they started producing cobalt-60 used to sterilize medical equipment.
We would easily be a third of the world's cobalt-60, so very large. When you look at Canada, between Bruce and Pickering, we're easily 70–80% of the world's cobalt-60.
40% of the world's single-use medical equipment is now sterilized by cobalt-60 produced at the Kincardine Area Nuclear Plant. Seeing a worldwide shortage looming a few years ago, Bruce Power decided to start producing another kind of medical isotope called lutetium-177. It's used to treat prostate cancer, with 200 clinical trials underway to expand its use for lung and breast cancer as well. Bruce Power is the first and only commercial nuclear facility in the world producing lutetium.
Typically, short-lived medical isotopes were made with research reactors that didn't have the same degree of reliability or the long life that these units do. So we've really changed the game.
Since 2022, when they started, Bruce Power has twice doubled their production capability of lutetium, now producing about 1/3 of the world's supply of the cancer-fighting medical isotope.
And hopefully things continue to expand from there.
Currently, the isotopes harvested from Bruce Power's reactors are shipped to Germany for final processing, but that will change soon, as at least some isotope processing will happen right at the Bruce Power site with the introduction of a hot cell facility, a way to at least partly repatriate isotope production.
This is a strategic component to, I think, long-term energy security around the world. We cannot let medical isotopes be a geopolitical weapon.
Skoniak says it costs about $200 million to build and implement Bruce Power's entire isotope production system. A drop in the bucket, considering a single nuclear reactor costs upwards of $10 billion to build.
I always say that isotopes may only be 1% of our cash flow, but they're 50% of the contribution we make.
In Bruce County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Well, coming up later on CTV News, a trailblazer hangs up the helmet. Reflections from the first female firefighter in Cambridge 35 years after taking up the job.
With warmer temperatures expected through the overnight tonight, rain is also on the way. I'll have details on how much we can expect and when it'll arrive coming up with your full weather forecast. Stay with us.
All right, one more look at Highway 8 leading up to the Grand River Bridge in Kitchener tonight. It's been a beautiful day. Enjoying some of that heat today, a little bit of humidity, not too much. And of course, when we did get a breeze over the last couple of days, some nice relief as well. Well, we're sitting at a very comfortable 20 degrees right now outside of our studios in Kitchener's Deer Ridge area. And we do have a little bit of rain and maybe some thunderstorms to deal with before we get to the weekend. Here's Ashley Bacon with our long-range forecast.
I hope you've had a great Wednesday. It was another beautiful summer day out there today. We saw lots of sunshine and warmer temperatures than we felt over the last few days. Not quite as hot as it was last week, but definitely feeling closer to that 30 range today with that sun shining. As we take to our futurecast, we're seeing a few bits of spotty showers starting to enter the picture over the next few hours, and then rain is on the way. We should see some rain starting to fall tomorrow afternoon, early afternoon, and then into into Thursday evening. So likely going to see some spotty showers continuing Thursday overnight into your Friday. But let it rain tomorrow and Friday because the weekend is shaping up to be sunny and beautiful. Tonight we should see a low of around 18 degrees, so a bit warmer than we've felt over the last couple of days. And again, we could see those showers starting up through the overnight hours. Now tomorrow, that's where things sort of change a little bit. 26 is the expected daytime high, with the humidity feeling closer to 34. We could see the risk of an afternoon thunderstorm. Okay, so make sure if you're headed out tomorrow, even if the sun is shining when you leave your home, to have an umbrella close by because we are expecting some rain. As we take to our almanac, normal for this time of year is 26. Our records set back in 1936 at 37.2. So we're nowhere near that, even hitting 30 today. But I don't think anyone's going to complain getting to 30 versus 37. As we take a look at our 7-day forecast, rain, as I mentioned, is on the way Thursday, but trails out by Friday. A little bit of a chance on Friday morning. A high of 25 is expected. Your weekend, sunny, 26 for Saturday and 27 now for Sunday. In Lambton, Kent, Essex, you could also see an afternoon thunderstorm tomorrow. A high of 29 expected. Rain for your Friday and 27. And then a beautiful weekend ahead. 28 on Saturday, 29 on Sunday. And lastly, in southern Georgian Bay, you're looking at an afternoon storm as well with a high of 27. Showers for your Friday and 26 for Saturday, and then a beautiful way to cap off the weekend on Sunday at 27. Tony.
Thank you so much for that, Ashley. Appreciate that. And looks like a great weekend in store once we get through those clouds and showers to end off the work week. 20 degrees right now outside our studios. Back in a moment. Finally for us tonight, Cambridge's first female firefighter is retiring, wrapping up a career that helped pave the way for generations of women in the profession. CTV's Spencer Turcotte brings us her story.
When Kelly Willems walked into the Cambridge Fire Department for her first shift 35 years ago, she wasn't just starting a career, she was making history.
I got hired July 1st of 1991, and I was the only woman on the department at that time. It was a pretty big adjustment for everyone.
In fact, the former heavy equipment operator and truck driver became the city's first female firefighter. After spending years working in male-dominated fields, she didn't think much of it, but suddenly found herself in the spotlight.
I didn't expect it to be such a big deal. I didn't expect to be so visible when I got hired.
While many firefighters supported her from day one, times were different then. Some questioned whether a woman belonged in the service.
Some of the guys were great, very helpful, very welcoming. Some of them were skeptical, didn't think it was the best job for a woman.
But from the very beginning, Willems always wanted to be treated as an equal, even speaking out in 1999, urging the province not to lower testing standards for female firefighters.
I don't feel that the girls are any different and should be singled out. We do the same job. We should be treated the same.
Over time, she earned the respect she deserved. Her experience operating heavy equipment made her a natural behind the wheel of a fire truck. And her colleagues say they always felt she had things under control.
You always knew you were getting to the scene, never an issue with getting water, getting the ladder up. You could always count on her.
Just 2 years after she was hired, another woman joined the department. Today, there are many more, and her fellow firefighters say that's no coincidence.
She forged her own path, showing that they could do it. Every time we come on, there's more women more interested.
As she leaves her firefighting career behind and settles into retirement, she's preparing the next generation of female firefighters.
I have 2 daughters at home. One daughter went to college for firefighting, and Kelly helped answer any questions that she had and was very supportive.
A sign that even after 35 years of putting out fires, the trail she blazed for women in the field will keep burning long after she's gone. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Cambridge.
That's all the time we have on this Wednesday, July the 8th. Just a programming note for you. Tomorrow, no 5 o'clock show. We're going to be having live coverage of the World Cup, and our 6 o'clock show will be delayed. So we're scheduled to hit the air around 6:30, but of course we could be a little later than that depending on how long the game goes. You can catch us online at 6 on ctvnewskitchener.ca, and then we'll see you after that right here. Have a good night.